Cindy, and today I'm here with a book review. I don't know how I feel about it because there is so much to talk about in this book that I can't possibly talk about everything, and that stresses me out. But I am going to be talking today about Empire of Storms by Sarah J. Maas. Oh yeah. I just finished this book last night and I still don't know how I feel about it. I loved it, obviously, but I'm just like, I don't have any emotions for how the book ended, honestly. Like I just have to wait and see for the 6th book. Like I honestly don't have any like strong feelings of anger or sadness or anything. I'm just sort of like numb at the moment for this story. So if you don't know, this is the 5th book in the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. It's just the 5th book in the craziest series you could ever imagine. I honestly love this series for the fact that you don't even recognize the first 2 books as to what we have got to now. Like there is such a change in the story. It's like honestly unbelievable. I've never read a series that is like obscenely crazy as this series. It's epic. If you love high fantasy or even fantasy and you love young adult slash a little bit of new adult, this book is for you. Non-spoilery wise, I'm gonna say there isn't too much to express for this book because, as I said, it's the 5th book in the series, and giving you a synopsis of the 1st book, which I will, is like so far, like it's just so far from where we are now, it's really weird to even discuss it. Like I want to read the 1st book again because I just want to remember the humble beginnings of this series. But the 1st book, Throne of Glass, starts out with Selena Sardothian. She is in Endovir, which is a salt mine prison because she is a badass assassin, and she gets called out one day by the prince himself for the king's tournament to find his own personal assassin. And the story gets shit crazy from there. This seriously is honestly amazing. If you haven't picked it up, you definitely should because it's epic beyond your wildest dreams. I'm very anxious to do this book review because I don't even know how to talk about this book. It's so hard. Sarah packs in so much information into one book. It's like impossible to remember everything that happened. So if you haven't read the book, go and read it now and you can come back and you can discuss with me the details of everything. Bye non-spoileries, I will see you at a later date. Goodbye. Oh my gosh, this book, again, it was crazy and so many things happened that I don't even really remember. So let's talk about the characters. So this book starts out with families of Elena and Brannon and Gavin and Marla, because we learn a lot more about Marla and her firepower as to how that relates to Dorian and Selena. And if we found out they're part of like the same sort of family tree, that was an epic thing, especially for the end of the story with the whole someone must die for the lock, like you must put your whole power in. So I don't know how that's all going to go. Aelin has lined it up for her to be herself, but I don't understand why it couldn't be Dorian. So I'm kind of hoping it's Dorian over Aelin because I don't really care too much for Dorian. I don't remember how Dorian used to be. His demeanor in this book was so weird. I don't remember him being so like he is. I honestly thought he was such like a good character that's just like, yeah, just like follows along. You know, to Manan, he was all like sexy and like, I've slept with so many people, and I'm like, Dorian, I don't remember you being like such an asshole and being like stubborn as shit. I think you were just like Dorian, but maybe that's how he's been this whole time and I just haven't noticed that. I didn't mind having all the backstory about how this lock and key with all the people from 1,000 years ago. That was interesting. I didn't want the book to start out like that. I don't know, it wasn't too exciting to start it with, and there was a lot of it here and there which was important to the story, so I understand why it was there, but it wasn't my favorite part. We got a few more characters this time and I liked this definitely more than Queen of Shadows because I didn't like Alide or Alide. I always call her Alide. I didn't like her story last time because I didn't really care, and I guess this was like Manan for a lot of people. They didn't really care about her storyline in Heir of Fire, but I think it was great that we didn't have too many new characters in this book and like a whole storyline for them. I think that's what made this book more interesting, was that we knew every character and every storyline we could follow who they were. But I did like Fenris and Gavriel. They were alright. It was interesting to have like one of our enemies, like topmost men there on our side, and the whole blood oath, and when they met Lorcan I was like, no, the blood oath. That was a terrifying moment because I like Lorcan and I was not impressed by that the blood oath went into effect. But I like that we had so many powerful males and females together. Everyone was a bloody king and queen and princess and prince, and it was insane. I was like, this is like the craziest clan of people ever. So let's talk about ships as well as characters because there was so many in this and I loved every single one of them. There was not one that I hated. I love Dorian and Manan because I don't really care too much about Dorian. I don't know why, like he's just sort of there these days. Like I like his parts, but like I'm not super invested in Dorian as I am with other characters. I really like their bit together. Those sexy scenes in the cabin, I was like, Jesus Christ. Manan has come such a long way from being just the wing leader of the Blackbeak Iron-Tooth pupils. She has grown and developed into such a lovely character, and Dorian I think brings that out of her in a great way. I really do love Manan. I never really hated her in the beginning, but I think it's, again, it was because like in Queen of Shadows with Allied that we had the introduction of another character in such a huge part of the book that it was like a lot to stomach at the time. But I love Manan. I love Lysandra. Now I kept watching things before I started reading this and things. I was like, who the hell is Lysandra? But I started reading this, I was like, yes, I love her. Being a shapeshifter is bad. That was the best thing ever. That saved their butts so many times in this book. I love Lysandra, and I love that she is like not so into like giving into Adian because of her past at being at like being like a prostitute, I guess. So I really like her and Adian so much, and I cannot wait. I want to see more of this relationship in the next book, and I like that he said he was gonna marry her after the big battle at Skulls Bay when she was the sea dragon. I was like, yes, Adian, please do. We have Aelin and Rowan. So happy to see them together. I shipped them from the third book. As soon as I met him, I was like, he's the one. We have to go with him. And I'm so happy we found out that he was her mate in the end, because it just had to be that way. It had to be that way. So I'm so happy we got a sex scene finally. Oh my god, I was so happy. But Jesus Christ, it was a big scene. And then we had another little one in the ship's cabin. I was like, yes, praise bless for Sarah's sex scenes. They are amazing. I don't know how I feel about them getting married. Like, I understand that she married Rowan so he could be the king of Terrasen, but I hate that Sarah does this too. I was like, I want to see the wedding. Why did they always have to get married in secret? But like, I don't like people getting married in secret. I want to see this all unfold. So someone else better get married in the next book because I want to see it happen. Allied and Lorcan. Yes, I love this story so much. It started at such a rocky beginning with Allied running for days in the Oakwald Forest, and then he was just like following her for funsies, and then she lied about who she was Marion, and then I loved that they went on the circus tour. That was amazing. I enjoyed that so much. They had to like join a circus, and there was so much sexual tension this whole time because they were like married, and I loved the circus part. It was actually so fun, and I ship them so much together. It's weird though because she's so young. I feel like she's still like 16. I don't know if she's 18 yet, but and then he's like freaking 500 years old. I'm like, ooh, this is slightly uncomfortable. I ship them together, and especially now that he's not part of Maeve's like sired court shit. Same with Gavriel. He's not part of that either, even though it like almost killed them. Like, yay, they're free soldiers. Who cares about Fenris? He can just off because we don't care about him anymore. We don't need him. But I like that we had so many immortal warriors on our side. We had such strength on our side. I was like, yes, we're not gonna lose as bad, hopefully. But I loved it all. I love all of the characters that we had. I didn't care about Erwin, that guy. Maeve, I didn't really care about. I feel like she was definitely like the Sealy queen in the Mortal Instruments series. I just felt the same sort of vibes of just this like, I don't know, this goddess chick. And wait, did she also have like a really young girlfriend? I was like, all right, random. Not that I'm going about and insulting anyone for lesbianism. Like, random. Thank you for that tidbit. Now Manan with the 13. Oh my gosh, that was like a hectic bit. I was happy that she saved Dorian, but like, oh my god, when she fought her grandma, I was like, shit, she's doing it. I don't think her grandma actually died though, and I was like, damn it, I want her to die. So I don't know if that's gonna come back to bite Manan eventually, but I'm so happy all of her 13 are alive, that Astron's alive. When I read that they were like, you're gonna have to kill your second, I was like, no, don't do it, Astron. No, that hurt. It hurt my soul. But I love that she's a freaking Crochan Witch Queen. Yeah, more people for our side. Thank you very much. We don't know much about the Crochans, really. We all sort of hate them because, you know, Manan and her iron teeth were against them, but yes, another lost queen. Who even freaking knew? And then Ansel of Briarcliff came back, and I was like, what? Like, I've read the Assassin's Blade. I read that after Heir of Fire, and like I don't remember all the things that happened in Assassin's Blade. Like, I know she went to the Silent Assassins, and like Ansel was there. Something about the Red Desert, like I don't really remember too well, but I loved that she had all these sneaky plans. Aelin is like the master of sneaky plans, and like I can't believe I got shocked all the time constantly with all of her plans. I know Selena back in the other books. Like, I know she plans for every single situation, but like I don't didn't even see it coming for all of these things, that she had rallied all these armies from everywhere, and that she like married Rowan, that she handed off the word keys to Manan. I was like, shit, she is so prepared. One of my favorite lines was the, why can't you tell us any of these plans? And she's like, I like to see the surprise on your face when I get to reveal my plans. And I was like, yes, so true. I like seeing the shock on my face when that happens too. Now, there was a lot of issues that people had, and I also kind of agree with it, that we don't see much of Selena anymore. And of course, you know, Selena was honestly just a cover for Aelin, but Aelin is so burdened with so many things, and Selena was just like this sassy assassin, like, I don't care what you think. She was just so cool, and it's like weird now after so many books that, like, you know, we kind of lost that along the way. She still has flair here and there, but I agree that I kind of miss the Selena. And when we got to Skull's Bay with Rolf and she was pretending to be Selena, I was just like, my heart was so filled with joy. I was like, oh my god, he doesn't know. This is the best thing ever. And I like how she stole all like the little jewels and stuff. He's like, give me that one back from your sleeve, and that one, and that one. And she's just like the master of hiding things. I love her so much. I loved having a bit of Selena back there, even though I still really love Aelin. It was nice to just see a little glimmer of the past. Now this story has just gone crazy. So we need the word key, we need those three, and the lock. Is the Eye of Elena, is that the lock, or is the person the lock? Now I'm really unsure. We need to get the 3 word keys and the lock, and we need to seal the shit out of this because Elena, I hate Elena. She screwed this up like 1,000 years ago. I was like, just pass it on to my descendants, I guess. But she like stuffed it up with the gods. Obviously now we have this whole battle with Erwin because he got out. I don't know who's gonna sacrifice himself, if it's gonna be Aelin or Dorian. My hope is on Dorian, although I'm not really sure what's gonna happen to Adeline then if Dorian dies. But like, I don't really want Aelin to die. Like, she's gone through so much in life. To die then would just be so upsetting. So I'm hoping we have some like hitch around it and she still gets to be immortal. And the whole mirror thing was so funny. Like, everyone was like, yeah, it's like Harry Potter, and I did not even make that connection at all. I want to go back to Lysandra because her being the shapeshifter was the best thing ever, and I said it saved everyone's butts, and it did. Like, it was so cool that she could like merge into anything she wanted. Like, she merged into the sea dragon thing, she merged into like wervines, just whatever they really needed. And it was so cool that she could even modify herself. And that whole battle in Skull's Bay was so intense with her and like all the Ilkin and the wervines. I was like, oh my god, this is so intense. And everyone just had to like stand back and watch and just hope she was gonna be okay. The idea at the end that she is now playing Aelin and going back to Terrasen is really sad. I don't like it at all. I'm happy that Adian went with her back up there, but like, I don't like that she's pretending to be Aelin because it just makes me really upset. Aelin is gone. There was an intense scene with Maeve. Like, I really didn't think that we were gonna get out of this for now. Like, I thought she's definitely gonna take her and we're gonna have to get out of this at a later date because she was out of fire from the 500 Ilkin that attacked them on their ships beforehand, which was crazy. Oh my god, all that magic. I can't even deal with like how much she had. That was insane. And I like that Rowan always goes and saves her and gives her a little cuddle. But yeah, she's in like a freaking iron box after being whipped yet again. Oh my god, Selena gets whipped so many times in this series. It's ridiculous. Erwin and Maeve are very cunning in both ways. Erwin using her past and his Ilkin cannot be affected by her fire, and Maeve just utilizing the right time to come and attack her. You know, having the warriors on the inside freaking looking. No, I didn't like it when he betrayed us. I was like, are you kidding me? I like you. But I think it was against his will, kind of. So I like half forgive him, but I'm like, no, Lorcan, you're supposed to be good. I trusted you. So out of all of the books in the series, this one is probably the least glamorous out of all of them. They don't have any grand parties to go to. There's no sort of heist factors. They're all just traveling everywhere, trying to get the word keys, trying to find the lock, trying to collect everyone up from all of the continents, you know, create an army for Terrasen. I'm surprised she didn't really go up to Orinth or like Terrasen for very long at all. And you know, there was a lot of spirits and talking to the past people to find out what's going on. So this was a different book in the sense that it was traveling everywhere and downtime and fighting. There was a lot of fighting with the Ilkin, and that I didn't really enjoy the fight scenes very much. I kind of just wanted to get back to like the romance and like the storyline. I didn't really care too much for the fighting. So I don't know where we're going to go from here. Everyone has split. There's 4 of them that have gone to save Aelin. I think it's Gabrielle, Rowan, Lorcan, and someone else. Manan and 13 and Dorian are going to somewhere. Adian and Lysandra are going back to Terrasen to draw up plans with all the people that Aelin has collected over time. She's got Rolf's people, she's got Melisande people, everyone ever, and like Rowan's people, I think. I don't even know. It's crazy. It's like she has a lot of people going for her, and I'm very happy about that. I'm interested to see how, if we're going to end up in the end of the next book, like united as a whole as Aurelia, or if we're still going to be as like Terrasen, Adeline, Melisande, Elwë, and yada yada, like the Western Wastes. I want to see if we're going to be unified or not, so that's something I'm looking forward to. I guess we have to go save Aelin and save the world, and it's all gonna happen in the last book, and I really can't believe we have only one book left. Like, this is such an epic story, I cannot like handle the end. I think I'm gonna just cry when it comes to an end, because I hate endings as it is, and I think it's just gonna be so hard for it to be done after like all the emotion that has been through all of these books, and it's honestly been so epic. I can't believe it's only been 5 books, kind of 6 with the Assassin's Blade, but like honestly, these books are so amazing. I'm not looking forward to the last one yet because it is the last one, and next year we're also getting the Last Thorns and Roses series, so it's gonna be a year of heartbreak. So I'm happy to wait a year, or like at least a bit of time, before we hit that number 6 in this series. I don't want it now because I don't want it to end. So that's about it for now. I honestly don't know what else to talk about. So much went down in this book. It's honestly unbelievable, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing what's gonna happen in the next book and how it's all gonna wrap up. Thank you so much for watching my Empire of Storms book talk. I hope it was decent, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye! Oh. Down here. Do I want to tilt it? No, I don't want to ruin my shot. Like a 1,000 years ago, Elena and Dorian's Elena. Any day now. The Singapore army is in town, so we just have to deal with these jets all the time. And I was Storms book talk, trailer, book talk, review thing.